It's a positive week for West Ham. It's been we're going into it a bit of positivity after the Arsenal result. Excellent performance, and something we can all be very encouraged about. But there is a little bit of bad news lingering around at the moment, and that's regarding Gianluca Scamacca, who's now had an operation on his knee. He's out for the rest of the season. Basically, he's not going to be playing again. It's highly unlikely he will feature again. Now, it's quite interesting with this one because, although it's not great news. You don't want to hear that about your star striker, effectively, or the player you've signed for 35 million in the summer to lead your line. But really, because we haven't really had much consistency with Scamacca all season, with injuries and whatnot, it's not that big a deal in a sense, because it's not like we're reliant on him. So it's a bit of a blow. And if anything, it actually could work in our favour in a strange sense. And the reason I say that is because I get the feeling that his career at West Ham is looking a bit dodgy, that we could be letting him go, which would be such a shame. Now, I get the feeling as well, though, this injury will hamper that. Because I cannot see many clubs now coming in for him in the summer as he's just recovering from an injury. And it's not just a little knock. We're talking an operation on his knee. Now, we don't know the details of it. Ex-WHU employee is going to provide some updates on this, which we will keep updated on this channel and things and what he reports. But basically, he's going to be out now for a period of time, it looks like. He won't play again this season. I understand it. And I imagine that he will be here for the start of next season. I think that's good news. I actually think that's very good news. That's what we wanted. We don't want to keep losing players after a season or not quite working out, get rid of them. We want to try and get people settled in. And I'd like to think that although this is a blow, it might actually be a bit of a blessing. Not only for us, maybe the player as well. He can go back refreshed, get himself fitter, start next season afresh, as long as we're obviously, of course, in the Premier League. And we hopefully have got another European campaign to look forward to, fingers crossed. Then who knows? Then we can actually look forward to a season of Scamacca where I'd like to see him actually deliver. But I'd like to know your feelings on it. I mean, because obviously this is a football player we've spent a lot of money on. Now, I've been encouraged watching Scamacca. When I've seen him play for West Ham, I think he looks really good. His build-up play is excellent. I think he holds up the ball very well. His finishing's very good. I'm very encouraged by him. It just feels a little bit like it's been a bit stop-start for him, this season. So I do feel for him, actually. I do feel that he hasn't gone to plan. I mean, we talked about this in a previous video about him leaving the stadium at the Newcastle game. That's something I'm not overly happy with. I'm not just necessarily trying to make a mountain out of a molehill here, because it probably is nothing. And that's what ex-WHU employee has said. It's something we don't really need to be too concerned about. The club say he's very happy. The player's very happy, etc., etc. But I didn't like it. It would be nice, I think, to draw a line under it. It'd be nice to see him come back fresh, fit, and up for it again. And let's be honest, his time at West Ham to date hasn't been helped with what's been going on the pitch. It doesn't make life easy for you as a new signing to a football club, coming in with high expectations in a team that's struggling to get going, because this has been a very, very tough season for us. So if all things go well, let's say that we can stay up, get our player fit, and then start next season afresh, and don't start this, and let's please not have another season like this one. Let's start off strongly. We might get the player that we wanted, the player that we've signed, and the player that we're dying to see. Let's be honest, the striker we've wanted, someone a natural finisher that's going to get you those 20 goals a season, because that is going to make us a big difference to us. So as sad as it is, I don't like the idea that Scamacca's got this injury. There is also a question of why it's taken so long to make the decision. Don't forget he's been having injections in his knees for the best part of 2 months, whatever it is. So it'd be quite nice to know what's happened here, because it is an injury. It's got a little bit of mystery to it again, much like the Cornet one. We don't really sort of get to completely understand exactly what's going on. And even David Moyes alluded to it at his press conference. He said he's had an operation. I'm not quite sure what it was. You can't think, okay, so what is going on here? But I don't want to put too much doubt in anything. I don't also want to be negative, because it's a good time at the moment. It's a good week. We come off the back of a great result against Arsenal. There's not many things we've had to be excited about and cheery about this season. But I'm feeling quite encouraged, actually. I'm encouraged going into the Ghent game. But obviously losing Scamacca, it is a blow. I mean, there's no choice about it. But I'd like to think at the same time we actually could turn it into a little bit of a positive. But if I was the club now, I'd be saying to him, look, if it's very highly unlikely he's going to play again, just work on your fitness, get yourself, continue living in London, feel settled, come back the next season fresh, and we'll hit the ground running. That's would be my kind of message to him, and maybe that'll work quite well for the player. Takes the pressure off him a little bit to deliver this season, because it's not, there's not much he can do about this. It's one of those things. Although, as I've said, I'm a little bit frustrated with why it's now needed an operation when it wasn't needed a little while ago. But that's just my opinion on it. I'd love to know your thoughts though on Scamacca. If you were in charge of West Ham now, you're the manager, you've come in, or you're David Moyes, whatever, what do you do this summer? Do you look to move him on, or do you look to bring in somebody else? Or do you think, no, he's the man for us, let's just get him fit and get him firing? I'll be really interested to know your thoughts. Cheers.